Hello Raider Nation, this is duntov. Today you can see I'm at the Raiders Allegiant Stadium. It is Thursday, November 11th, 2021. It is Veterans Day. So I'd like to say happy Veterans Day to all you veterans as well as active duty military. Thank you for all your sacrifices and giving us the opportunity to have our freedom, and so I could do stuff like these videos and we could go to these football games. So happy Veterans Day, veterans. Thank you. Alright, so I haven't done a video since the the Philadelphia game. So a lot has happened since then. I mean, the biggest one is Ruggs crashing his car and Tina Tintor and her dog Max getting killed in the accident. So I just want a, terrible tragedy. I'd like to pay my respects to Tina's family and friends. I can't imagine what you guys are going through. So I did share on my Instagram, and a lot of other Raider Nation has as well, the GoFundMe page for her family for funeral expenses. I just checked it earlier today and it was over $100,000. So, way to step it up, the community and Raider Nation. So I know it's not gonna bring her back, but at least to help the family out in these tough times. So condolences to Tina's family. Okay, so today is Thursday, so this is going to be a busy weekend at the stadium. There is a UNLV game on Saturday afternoon, and kickoff is around 1 o'clock. So as far as I know, this is the first back-to-back game days at the stadium. So if you think about it, UNLV plays on turf, so they will have the turf set up for that game. So if it starts at 1, should be done around by 4:30, and then they got to take the turf off and get the stands. I don't know if they're going to use the stands actually. They moved some of the seats to move the field tray in and out. UNLV games aren't, it's usually just like the lower level, so there's a chance maybe they're not gonna sell tickets in that that other end, the south end. I don't know though, but either way, they have to get that field tray in and everything set back up by the Sunday night game against Kansas City. So they'll have pretty much, less than 24 hours. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk around a little bit. We're gonna go and see if they got the field set up outside already. I see a red jersey. I'm gonna try to zoom in here. Remember, we're playing Kansas City coming up, so I'm just trying to see if we got Kansas City walking around yet. Viewfinder, I can't tell right here, because UNLV is playing Hawaii. I do not know what their colors are, so that is Saturday's game. But I remember last year when Kansas City, before we were playing them, there was like a swarm of Kansas City people, even though the game we weren't allowed in to watch the game. But I don't see any walk around yet. Alright, so I'm gonna walk around. We're gonna go check out the field area, see if we see anything different around here. I'll get a lot of people asking me about the Prism View media mesh, and we'll go take a look at it. But I have not seen it on since it was finished. So the only thing I'm wondering, because I did talk to one of the workers on the screen while they were just about finishing up, and they said they were going to have a inspection from the bigwigs, from Allegiant and the Raiders. And I don't know, I never heard the outcome, but it just seems weird they're not turning it on. So I think, in my opinion, that there's something that they didn't like about it, because at least have it on. And I showed some video before when I saw them testing it. They had the Raiders shield on, which looked really good. At least just put the shield, even if they're not gonna advertise anything up there yet. But it's been off. And Veterans Day, put the flag that they were testing it out with before. But there's nothing yet. So, all right, let me start walking around. We'll see if we see anything new. All right, I'm still on the Hacienda Bridge. Just want to show they got this big trailer down here, and there's a crew setting up a little platform. So this one I could see the Coors Light stuff already here. So they always, for the different games, they usually have like a Coors Light little bar area. You could, if you're walking in, you could stop and get some drinks before you go into the stadium. But then for UNLV, they also set up the Rebels Red Zone, and they'll have some kind of activity. It's always in Lot C over here also. So if you're here for the UNLV game, you could stop by here and get do the Rebels Red Zone. They have, I think, food and drinks and games. Pretty sure you gotta pay, but that'll be in Lot C also. Okay, I'm now on Allegiant Stadium Way and L. Davis Way. So right behind me is the big white tent that's along Hacienda, where you could get COVID shots, vaccines, as well as the alternate screening. Remember, if you're coming to the Raiders games, you have to have vaccination or fully vaccinated to get in. UNLV games, you are not required to show proof of anything. So you just have to wear a mask. Alright, so after you do get your vaccination, you got to show proof of it. So either use the Clear app or have the wristband. So if you're coming on this north end, what they make you do is, you can see all these white canopy tents here. That's where, when you walk in, to go in that way, that's where you show your, your wristbands or your app. You just got to show it to them. They don't scan it. They don't really do anything. At least they haven't for me. And then you go through, and then you can walk around in the Ford North Entry area. And then when you want to go, if you go through the gates here, that's where you scan your ticket, and then you can't get back out. So if you do want to just go, you could go through, look around in there. Not really much to see, but if you had to leave again, you can. So that's the pre-screening, and then they've been putting this up. You can see the flags here. So the handicap entrance is on this north end, is right on this corner. And then if we look, so it shows the handicap entrance. I've had a lot of people asking me like where you get in at. So I'm looking here. You go in that way, then it looks like you're gonna come in. See how well we could see it. You can see right there on the building, the access entry right there. So that's where you'll come for handicap access. And then also, if we look at this other sign, floor access. I've never had floor access yet, but you get in somewhere over there. And the Winfield Club, that access is actually on the other side of this north entrance. So that's how you get down there. Okay, right now I'm standing right by Lot B. You can see it has the drive between Lot B and Lot A. So there's a lot going on today over here. Lot A is usually never this full, and it's pretty full with the cars. thinking it's all the workers getting stuff ready for this big weekend. So if you guys didn't know, you know, we got one of the biggest games of the season this Sunday night. My luck, we booked earlier this year a vacation. Guess when it starts? Sunday morning. So I am not going to be at the Kansas City game. Pretty bummed about it, but gonna be on the ocean, so I'll be watching the game on the cruise ship. So hopefully there'll be some more Raider Nation there with me. So I'm gonna miss the game. Trust me, it wasn't planned, but I couldn't cancel either. Alright, since I am gonna miss the game, I don't know if any of you, you know, if you go to the games, you know they give a game towel each home game. So I am not gonna have one this time. So if anyone out there has any extra Kansas City towels, you know, after the game, and maybe you need a couple of the previous games, you know, if you'd like to do a swap so I could get, because I want to get the full collection of them. So anyone out there, you could just message me, email me. My email is always in the description, or you can message me on my Instagram. You know, I'm willing to trade some stuff for a couple towels so I could have my complete set, because I'm going to be getting back in town probably right at kickoff for the Cincinnati game. So I'm not missing that 2 in a row. That's what really got me, having 2 home games, you know, back to back. So, all right, let me continue walking. Let's go check out that field area. All right, I'm along Polaris. This is the west side. I just want to swing around here. I mean, they've been letting it known that you can't bring bags into the stadium unless they're clear bags. So they're using this building here. You can see the West bag check. So if you don't have a clear bag, or your bag is bigger than, I think it's something like 6 inches by 4 inches, you cannot bring it in if it's not clear. So if you walked here, don't have a car or anywhere to put it back into, you can put it in there. West bag check. This is on Polaris, right next to lot W, which is right by the southwest entry across the street. So West bag check. So they have all these little buildings. I don't know if they're buying them all up or just renting them out, because if we look down the street a little bit more, this building here, this is like the, it used to have a sign. Let me see if I could see it. But this building, I know a lot of the staff checks in there. Let me see if we could see on their sign there. I think it'll even say, yeah, teammate headquarters. So if you work at the stadium, this is probably where you go in to clock in and out, I would think. Parking for employees is about a mile away. It's on Decatur and Russell. There's like a big dirt lot area, and they shuttle the employees in on game days. Okay, so right now, I mean, of course, you can see I'm looking through the fence, but they got all the lines all marked on there, and there's actually a crew. They're painting the, I don't know how well you can see it. It's kind of hard to see because it's focusing on the fence, but they're actually painting the sidelines right now. Pretty simple. They just have some big boards they put down, and he's just spraying in between them. So I will hold the camera up over the fence so you can get a better look at it. But they're getting it painted. You can see the shield is there. It's just not all colored in yet. They don't have like all the black. It's more like the gray. You know, and they gotta fill it in a lot more, but it's getting set up. Sometimes they finish it inside the stadium, but I'm thinking just because of the UNLV game being so close that it will be finished out here. So if you're in town on Saturday, well, it might be hard to get in there unless you're gonna walk in, because it will be closed. You know, there'll be UNLV parking, but after the game's done, probably, I'll bet if you want to see them sliding the fill tray in, I would think be here by, well, if we're looking now, I just noticed it, all the seats are already out here. So I think there's a chance that UNLV, them seats aren't going to be put back because so little of the stadium is used. So I'm thinking this will be sliding in probably by like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. I could be wrong. They might do it in the middle of the night, or, you know, I don't know how long it takes them to take the turf off for the UNLV game, but if you want to see it sliding in, I was here last season when they were doing it. You know, it doesn't move real fast, so it's kind of cool just seeing it going in. Because you got like, if we look down there, you can see them white posts. Those actually flip up just enough for the tray to slide underneath all of those. And then once it's inside, they put them back down. So it's kind of cool. So if you're in town, you want to see this, I'd say come Saturday evening. All right, this is looking at the south end. I'm gonna swing around here. I'm gonna show you guys a Lot J. I'm sure a lot of you, even if you haven't been to a game, just on social media, Lot J is a pretty popular tailgating area. Usually it's this main drag right here that I'm showing. You can see the palm trees. So straight down this way, there's always a lot going on, and I have been seeing on Instagram and Facebook Raiders pages that there's gonna be some big old party over here this Sunday. So if you're in town, I think you have to RSVP. I'm not sure if, you know, they're gonna have food and all that, what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a lot of the super fans over here. So if you're around and you want to meet some of the super fans, make your way to Lot J. I'm still, every time I think about it, I'm disappointed that I am not going to be here. But that's the way it goes. All right, some more stuff. We got some semis parked here, but you can see part of that other tent. That's along Russell Road. That is another alternate screening tent. I think that one is only open on game days. The one in Lot B will be open, probably open tomorrow. I could be wrong, but it's usually 2 days before, where you could go get your wristband early so you don't have to fight the crowd. And trust me, you want to come early if you're here, because them lines get very long, you know, waiting to get the wristband. So come early if you're in town. It probably takes less than 5 minutes on non-game days. Okay, back to lot J. So you can see all the light poles. They all have the poles sticking out to hang banners on. They have not put any anywhere. There's just one from last season that is still up. Not that I condone it, but I'm surprised it's still there. But it's the 2 Legacies, 1 Future banner. That's been there since last season. And that's the only one I've ever noticed up, and it's still there. So I'm just surprised they don't have any of them up for this season all around the stadium. But still got 1 straggler. I think that's all it was just 1. All right, I'm now standing in lot G. So it's just a nice view of the stadium. You could see how, if we look on the glass, you could see the reflection of the grass up there. All right, and then we could see some of the Prism View media mesh screen from here. So you see the famous Las Vegas Strip, some of the buildings. And then we can see some of the media mesh. And as you can see, it is off. I have not heard what's the reason behind it, but I feel at least put the Raiders shield up there, just something. But I'm not the one in charge. All right, this is lot E. Here is the Prism View media mesh. Isn't it beautiful? Nothing on it. Maybe one day. I mean, my PSL license is 30 years, so maybe we'll see it working by the end of that. And then here's the backdrop across the street. All right, I'm gonna make my way back to the north side. I'm really surprised I have not seen one Kansas City fan yet. I don't know, maybe because it's Thursday, they're not in town yet, but last year they were everywhere. So we'll go take a look. All right, I'm back in the front. This is lot D. Since my walk around the stadium, you can see they have the lanai doors open partially. They opened up first. There's 4 segments, so they opened half of it. So I'm guessing that this Sunday night game will be the first game that they actually open the lanai doors. It will be dark. It's the nationally televised Sunday night game, so what a better way to show off Las Vegas than to have these doors open, showing the view of the strip through the opening. All right, so they're showing red hot chili peppers right now. I'm sure a lot of you have heard already that Metallica is coming on a Friday night in February. It's the 25th or 26th of February, whatever that Friday night is. And then the Saturday night, the day after, will be Billy Joel. So tickets have gone on sale already. I am going to both of them. I've been loving Metallica for years. And so I don't miss them whenever they come to town. But I've never seen Billy Joel. I did come to the Rolling Stones last Saturday. I like them, but I'm not, you know, they're not my favorite, but I was really surprised how good they were. The sound was good. I've heard a lot of stories how people say it doesn't have good sound in here for concerts. I was sitting up high in section 412 and the sound was perfect. So I think the sound actually comes down to the band. I think they use their own system for that. So Rolling Stones were excellent. So can't wait. I don't have Chili Pepper tickets, but I want to see them also. I've never seen them in concert, but Metallica and Billy Joel weekend. Alright, let me move down to try to get a better view of this lanai door. Alright, I'm back right outside of Lot C. So I guess that's all I got for today. It's a good ending. We got the lanai doors open. So there's the L. Davis Memorial Torch. I haven't heard who's lighting it this coming game. Lately it's been all the big wigs that help like get the stadium here. So we'll wait and see, and I haven't heard who the halftime performance is going to be either. But I'm really surprised. No Ronald McDonald convention in town yet. The one time I was out there was a lot of red and yellow. It looked like Ronald McDonald convention. So, all right, Raider Nation. I do have tickets to the UNLV game, but my son and friends or someone might be going. If they can't go with them, then I'll be going to it. So I'll probably do some little video of the, getting here and a little bit inside and then out after the game. So Raider Nation, thanks for watching. Happy Veterans Day to all you veterans out there. And I will talk with you guys next time.